What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host that figured out how to reposition his mic so I can get less plosives like that. Zach, and today's subreddit is r/IDontWorkHereLady. I know, obvious solution, but I'm a dummy head. Alright, this story's called Spent 15 minutes at the receiving end of an enraged passenger of an airline I did not work for. So this happened a few years ago while I was still working at the airport. As a backstory, I didn't directly work for any airline. I worked for a ground handling company that managed the ground services for quite a few airlines at the airport where I worked. Only the main airline of our country has its own customer service staff, and they are easily recognized as they wear the same uniform as the staff in the cabin. The rest of us were often ambushed by passengers of airlines we knew nothing about, but we were used to it and kindly directed them to the right people. Or sometimes we were even able to answer them. For example, if they asked for the gate or where the check-in counters are. So anyway, it's the afternoon rush during summer holidays, and we are about halfway done with check-in for Airline X. The flight is full, and it's one of those airlines that flies everywhere. So the passengers are also from everywhere, with various amounts of luggage and several different types of travel documents. Check-in is usually slow and agonizing. Then all of a sudden, I am dealing with a lady that has apparently missed her flight. I sit at the counter at the far end, as I have also been assigned to go to the gate after check-in has calmed down a bit. I see this lady coming from the corner of my eye, but at first, I assume she is just coming to use the scale meant for passengers. I call the next family to my desk, keeping an eye on the clock and the estimated time of arrival of the aircraft. Just as I greet the family and take their passports, this lady stomps to my desk and says, "Excuse me?" I give her a quick smile and say, "I'm sorry, the end of the line is that way," as I now think she's one of our passengers. No, I'm flying to Intercity with Airline Y. Okay. I need you to check me in. My flight is leaving in 30 minutes. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I don't work for that airline. All this while still trying to provide service to the family in front of me. Thankfully, they seem understanding. Well, call the people who do. Where is their staff? They can't just leave their desks empty. If your flight leaves in 30 minutes, that means the check-in is probably closed. They have a ticket desk downstairs. It might still be open. I knew the airline closes 45 minutes before departure. This wasn't the first time we had to tell Airline Y's passengers about this, but usually they accepted their fate after hearing we don't work for them. What? But I have to get on that flight. Call someone right now. I am so sorry, ma'am, but my priority is this queue right here, and I don't work for the company that handles your airline. I honestly would not even know who to call. And also, I know it wouldn't help, so there is no way I will stop checking in my passengers by calling the supervisor of a different company about a late passenger. You take my bag then! She screams and literally just dumps her bag on my belt that is moving because I just sent the family's 2 bags forward. I managed to grab it before it disappeared without a tag, and it's so heavy I nearly tip over in my heels as I drag it back to the scale. Ma'am, I can't send your bag forward without a tag? Tag it then! I can't. As I have said, I don't work for Airline Y. I have no access to their system, nor do I know if they even take last-minute bags. It's the same belt. Their check-in is right there. You all use the same computers. Just take my bag or I want to talk to your manager. At this point, she is loud enough that my colleague at the next desk is calling security, and she attracts the attention of my check-in supervisor. I send the family at my desk on their merry way. They thank me and wish me good luck, but I can't call in the next customer as this lady is now in front of my desk, pointing at me and accusing me of bad service and screaming how she has to be on the flight and how I was just stuck up and high on power. I open the app on our computers that allow us to see the boarding status of all flights, basically the same screen passengers see on the monitors but with timestamps, and quietly interrupt her screaming by saying, "They have had final call on the board for 10 minutes. I don't think you'd even make it. The line to the security is at least 15 minutes, and even if she managed to elbow her way through it, the gate is at the other end of the airport, and she'd have to clear passport control as well.
You know that, but you can't check me in?
She then screams. My supervisor is now actually on the phone with the company that handles Airline Y and tells the lady once she has hung up that,
yeah, they close 45 minutes before departure.
And now we have to listen to the lady absolutely lose her crap about how no one told her and she will sue all of us. By now, the aircraft status has changed to approaching, which means that since the check-in is, by some miracle, winding down, I'm supposed to close my desk and go help the rest of the staff prep for deboarding and boarding. I look at my supervisor, who promptly tells the colleague who called security to close up and go in my stead, as the lady is not done. When she sees security arriving, she blows up to an actual tantrum like a 5-year-old, stomping her foot and slapping my desk, even kicking her luggage as if trying to force it to the black belt. We let the security escort her a little farther away, but she is still yelling at me and my supervisor how Airline X and Y both suck and how we should be ashamed of ourselves for not helping her and how she works in tourism and knows how all of this works, and of course, she also knew the CEO of our company and we'd be fired within a week. I couldn't resist calling out, "Our manager doesn't work for Airline Y either," which caused my supervisor to go, "Hush," but she was barely not laughing and I didn't receive any reprimands. I checked in a couple of more passengers before I hurried to the gate where deboarding has just finished. I also see Airline Y pushing back from its gate, right on schedule. Man, sucks for the lady, but that does not excuse that kind of behavior. I remember the last time I went on a plane, I was like super close to being late, but luckily, the flight was about to leave and I was stuck in like the back of the security line, and some employees, they like let me cut the security line because I was on a flight that was about to leave, and so that saved me from missing it. And then I played Breath of the Wild the entire flight home. God, that game is so good. This story's called Karen Flips Out That I Won't Get Her a Pair of Shoes. Hello, everybody. Never expected to be posting here. So this just happened a few hours ago now, and I still can't get over the absurdity of it all. I don't post often, so please tell me if I formatted wrong so I can fix it. Now, before the story, a little bit of setup. Since lockdown has happened, I've been going on walks every day so I can get exercise. Also because I need to walk my dogs. I don't have a lot of shoes as I don't have a lot of money, and so I try to limit excessive amounts of stuff. Lockdown has been really relaxed in my country as the cases are average around 28 a month. Last month, cases plummeted from 1,500 to around 400 near to the end. I recently sold some old tech so that I could get some money to buy some new shoes, as my old shoes have a few holes in the sole. I managed to make around 80 pounds from selling, and so I was going to buy some decent shoes that wouldn't wear out. Now, to get into the story, I had gone to Sports Direct to get a nice pair of shoes, as I know they have some really good deals on at the moment near me. Now, the uniform for Sports Direct is a black polo shirt with white stripes and the logo on the back, an optional hoodie, and any pair of dark trousers or jeans, preferably black. I decided to wear my Adidas. Is it Adidas or Adidas? I guess Adidas sounds more right, but I just grew up calling it Adidas. So, Adidas polo shirt that my dad had given me, since it didn't fit him anymore, and a pair of maroon jeans, along with my very worn workout shoes. I had found a pair of walking boots that were pretty expensive, and I was having a look at them, asked about them, but then found that they didn't have my size, so I went to go put it back on the shelf. Enter Karen. Karen spinning me around by the shoulder.
Excuse me?
In that typical snotty tone.
I have been waiting for ages for service. Now, do you have these shoes in a size of 6?
Obviously alarmed. Sorry, can you please not touch me? Also, I don't know if the store does.
What the hell do you mean you don't know if the store does? It's your duty to know. Now go serve me and check if you have a size 6.
No, it's really not. Also, where is your mask? It's mandatory to wear one in stores, you know.
No. I can't wear a mask. I can't breathe. It covers my nose. How would I be able to breathe? Just give me my size 6 shoes already, goddammit.
No, I was getting irritable at this point. I hadn't slept that well as it was too hot and I didn't have a fan. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm a 15-year-old girl that is 5 foot. Do you see a small problem? I have a baby face anyway, and sure, my mouth and nose was covered, but I didn't look a day past 13 at max. Please, miss, I'm 15 years old. I'm just here to get a pair of shoes for myself. Karen almost hissing at this point.
You liar! You obviously work here. I saw you put a pair of shoes back on the shelf, and you're wearing the shirt. Don't you dare lie to me!
Oh my god. I'm done with being polite. I've tried to tell you that I don't work here. I'm 15 years old and I'm a customer. How narcissistic are you that you think everything you think is right? Karen, with a mouth as wide as a snake's.
How dare you speak to me like that, Missy? I'll have you fired for that! Now call your manager over with your radio.
Looking down. Oh look, I have no radio. Doesn't that indicate something to you? By now, the few people that were in the store were looking over, and an employee had come over. Excuse me, what's going on and how can I help?
This disrespectful young girl has refused to give me the size I requested and is insulting me. I demand to talk to the manager and talk about getting her fired.
Employee then looks to me, staring at me for a few seconds with a confused look on his face before he looked back to Karen. I'm sorry, miss, but she doesn't work here. Also, where—
No! You can't just cover for your friend when she did something wrong. Get me the manager.
Karen went into an absolute tantrum, stomping her foot and not listening to anybody that tried to talk to her. Reluctantly, after a few seconds, employee walked off to find his manager. Karen noticed and then looked to me with a grin that looked like she thought she won. The floor manager then came over about a minute later, and at this point, I had found a pair of shoes that I was gonna buy, so I was holding the shoe in my hand.
Sorry, miss. I was told to come over here to resolve the issue, but I'm afraid I can't have you in the store without a mask. Do you have one on you? If not, you can buy one for £2.
No! I won't wear one when I can't breathe in it. Now, do something about this disrespectful young girl.
Karen pointed to me. Manager looked to me holding the shoe, then turned his attention to me.
Hi there. Did you need something?
I had just come here because I needed a new pair of shoes. Do you have these in a size 5? I showed him the shoe and Karen went into an absolute frenzy. Manager completely blanked her and went on one of his devices to see what they had in stock. Karen was going ballistic, yelling all sorts of curses at me, the manager, the store, everybody.
Yes, we do. Would you like to meet me at the counter? I'll get you the pair and box them for you.
Manager had told employee to call the police to escort Karen out, and what ended up happening is that Karen not only got kicked out, she got fined for not wearing a mask too. I think she ended up going back to the police station, and I ended up getting a small discount on my shoes for what I put up with. I was talking with manager, and he ended up joking that I should work for them because of the shirt. I just need to get new trousers. That was the end of the story pretty much. I even had enough money to go to the Subway nearby, so I got myself a sub, cookie, and drink. I think I'll have to thoroughly clean my shirt though after Karen put her disgusting hands on it. Sorry this was so long. Thanks for reading this all the way through if you do. And thank you for sharing your story. That Karen was just freaking wild. Who thinks it's okay to yell at a 15-year-old girl? That must have been kind of scary. Alright, this story's called Woman Berates Me at 3 a.m. for Not Doing My Job. So I was working at a supermarket, doing night fill, stocking shelves after hours. One night, we ran super late as we were short-staffed. I didn't finish until about 2:30 a.m. After I left, the only place open for food was a 24/7 fuel station across the road that had a Subway. So I said hi to the staff, I was regular, and got my sub, and put in my headphones while I ate. I was just kinda zoning out as I had just finished a 9-hour shift, so I was a little slow. A woman came in and went up to the fuel counter. The server was not there. It's 3 a.m., they have a bunch of other jobs to do out back, and they have a buzzer on the counter. So she's obviously seen me and moves closer. I'm oblivious, listening to my audiobook. I look up when she's towering over me, glaring. She says something. I take my headphones out. Sorry?
I don't mean to interrupt you.
Okay? Now she's glaring full force.
I need you to do your job. I don't care if you're on break.
What? Still foggy.
I need you to get off your ass and do your job.
She screams. Finally, I get what's going on. I lean back and point to my shirt logo. I don't work here. I'm from the supermarket across the road.
Don't give me that bull crap. I'm in a hurry. Now do your job.
By now, the server has come back to check on the noise.
Hey, OP, is everything okay?
Ask her. She does an actual double take. She goes a bit red, but rallies herself and glares at me again. She pays for her stuff and then, in a loud as hell stage whisper, says,
"What's he doing here at this time of night? Suspicious if you ask me."
She then leaves. The server shakes his head and we laugh it off. But the best part is, a few weeks later, same scenario, same petrol place. I'm eating but more alert. She comes in, sees me eating, and goes red. "Hey server, that crazy woman is back." I then nod at her. "Can I help you with anything, ma'am? I don't work here, but I know how upset you get with the truth, so maybe I can pretend? Do some roleplay, if that would help." The server comes out, she buys some gum, and leaves, never saying a word. Her face bright red. Okay, so all Karens should just donate their eyes because they obviously aren't using them. And their brains too.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.